OKFM 101.7.
Dr. Hassan Ayariga, leader, founder, Emma APC Amanyukuno. Doc, you are welcome to OKFM. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning to your listeners.
Yeah, and what has life been treating you, sir?
Come again?
And what has life been treating you?
Thank you. What has life been?
Life. Been treating you, yeah.
Life is good. Life is okay.
Yeah,
yes, majority of the Ghanaians are still suffering, struggling.
Oh.
And that is the problem that is not making me a happy man.
And someone will ascribe the reason to the ripple effects of the COVID-19.
Yeah, COVID-19 too is another problem, but the COVID-19, our difficulties and our struggles has always been out before COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
COVID-19 is a pandemic, and it has added a bit to the suffering and the difficulties. But before COVID, we're already struggling. We're already suffering. Ghanaians are suffering and struggling. So it is not for us to use COVID-19 as an excuse alone to our difficulties and challenges.
Sir, the Electoral Commission, in their duty to organize the national elections for 2020 for us, came out with various filing fees for the member of parliament, that the parliamentary candidates, and then the presidential candidates respectively. And then you've petitioned them saying that it's too exorbitant, astronomical, and what have you. What are the reasons for such a petition?
Yes, like you earlier mentioned, COVID-19 is a challenge for Ghanaians. Of course, we are all in this pandemic together. The President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, has put a lot of stimulus packages to cushion the Ghanaian people, which includes free water, reduction of electricity, and then some resources for businesses to sustain themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So if the President himself admits that we are in difficult time, and then he's trying his best to put up resources to cushion our system, why then will a body that is an institution that is supposed to supervise elections of the Republic of Ghana, then in COVID-19 increase the filing fees over 100%? That is number one. Number two, as you're aware, the institution itself has sent a budget. Institution here means the EC has sent a budget to Parliament for approval, and Parliament has approved that budget. So what it means is that they have enough resources for the supervision of the 2020 general elections. So what is the reason behind the increment by 100% of filing fees for presidential candidates?
Sir, I had a chat with the PRO of the Electoral Commission, and one of the reasons she gave was that in order not to open the Pandora's box for all manner of persons to enter their names as parliamentary candidates for the 2020 elections, in order not to, for it to become so cumbersome, it was done in such a way that those who are paying such an amount are often sure that they can garner a certain amount or percentage of votes. Is that not enough reason for such a thing?
What is the essence of the Electoral Commission? What is the purpose of the Electoral Commission? And what is the essence of democracy? The essence of democracy and the purpose of the Electoral Commission is to encourage multi-party participation. Okay? And it is not the prerogative of the EC to determine who wants to contest an election in Ghana and who doesn't. It is not for the powers in the EC. The EC does not have the powers just to say that, look, we want to increase the prices for you not to be able to contest. That means that if that is their reason, then what it means is that they are discouraging multi-party participation and democracy, and equally, they are selling our democracy to the highest bidder and not to the competent one. What it means is that the EC is looking for people with more money than more brains in our society, rather than people with more brains than more money. So if you have money and you're a dunderhead, you can just come and pick a form and pay for it and go and contest it. What is the guarantee that those who have the money are more competent than those who do not have? So you see, clearly, even the EC themselves has flouted their own law, because according to our laws, that certain public institutions, before they increase their tariffs or their fees, will need to get backing and approval from the parliament. And EC is one of such institutions. So EC should go clearly and look at their constitution and read the constitution of the Republic of Ghana with regard to certain tariffs and increment of certain tariffs. They will realize that they cannot just sit down and decide by 2-3 people and saying that because we want people not to contest and so, we increase by 100%. It is not done. We are an institution governed by law and regulations, and Parliament needs to approve the filing fees of the EC's 100% increment. The mere fact that in 2016, Madam Charlotte said it and nobody looked at it, it has opened our eye to certain things that when you make certain mistakes, we will go and read the constitution properly, and then we'll come out with the regulations that guides and monitors you.
But they also explain that if you are able to garner a certain percentage of votes, your money will be returned back to you.
Money should not be a stumbling block for people who want to contest election. We have paid for those people. We have paid the EC to supervise election. EC's mandate is to monitor and supervise elections, not to decide who wants to contest and who does. There are laws and regulations of who want to contest and who doesn't want to, who cannot contest. Those are enough. But voluntary aspect should not be another issue of stopping or discouraging people from contesting elections. So that is why I'm trying to understand that the 100% increment, is it one, to discourage certain political parties from contesting, or two, is it a deliberate attempt to say that certain people should not contest, so let's increase the price? If this is our reason, and this is the reason of the EC, then I tell you, very soon, there are people who will take over our presidency like they've taken over all the sector of the economy. I won't like to mention names, but I'm telling you, look at every sector of the economy, and you will see that it's been taken over by foreigners. The banking sector has been taken over by foreigners. Our oil sector has been taken by foreigners. Our bauxite sector has been taken by foreigners. Our mining sector has been taken by foreigners. Every sector has been taken by foreigners. We are gradually becoming the 21st century slaves in our own country. And we are the same people imposing that kind of difficulty and suffering to our people. We are the same people denying our people the right to be unique citizens and to be first-class citizens. And that is why Hassan Ayariga's policy will change a lot of things. In my policy, I have an issue of unique identification, which will clearly define a Ghanaian and those who can do certain things and cannot do, and those who can own properties and cannot. There are so many policies, yes.
So we currently have these national identification cards in place. So what else would you do? Will you abolish this one?
National identification card is a useless venture.
Oh.
It is a useless, it has nothing to show. I am talking about a national data system. A national data system is totally different from national identification card.
Oh, okay.
Now, national identification just to identify. National data system is to capture your details, your data, your information, how you live, how you earn your money, what you make, the number of properties you have, your family, and everything about you is captured.
But sir, National Identification Authority made us understand that they would incorporate such things that you are mentioning into them. Then it's a gradual process. Now they finish with the phase 1 and they go into phase 2, which will capture all these issues into it.
If you identify yourself by card, it's not the same as your data.
Okay.
This is just a mere issue of cards. This is nothing to do with that. That's why when you lose it, you go to the national identification card. You have to fill another form again to get it. With the national data system, if you lose your system, you don't fill anything. You go there, your name alone, or your fingerprint is key, and you have all your information, and another one is issued to you. And that one is not just about card. The national data system feeds information to all other institutions like the NIA that you are talking about, like the voters register you are talking about, like the DVLA. They will all derive their information. National security will derive their information from there. The police will derive their information from there. The nurses, doctor, everybody will get the information from the national data system. The national data system is the central unit of information of everybody in Ghana, living and being a Ghanaian as well.
Okay, sir, the petition that you sent to the Electoral Commission, did you suggest any amount reasonable to you as a party that you think the Electoral Commission should charge every prospective presidential aspirant and then parliamentary candidate respectively?
Yes, if you read the petition very well, you realize that I asked and appeal to the Electoral Commission and the Commissioner, Madam Jean Mensah, to reduce the initial filing fee from 2016 by 50%. What it means is that I'm asking for the Electoral Commission, the 10,000 filing fee in 2016 should come down to 5,000, so that many of our people who are in hardship and difficulties at this moment can be able to file and become parliamentary candidates. It shouldn't be sold out to the highest bidder. Then the presidential one that was 50,000 should now also be reduced by 50%. That will make it 25,000. So what it means is that I am asking the Electoral Commission to put the filing fee for presidential at 25,000 Ghana cedis and put the filing fee for parliamentary at 5,000 Ghana cedis.
Sir, what is the next line of action if such a request is declined?
You should know that there are two different bodies here. One, the Electoral Commission is a body, and then Madam Jean Mensah herself is a different person altogether. And I believe that Madam Jean Mensah is a reasonable person, and I think that she knows that people are in COVID-19, and if the commission has forgotten, I am sure as the commissioner will suggest also to them to remember that Ghanaians are still struggling and we are still in COVID-19, and that the president is still putting more stimulus packages, okay, to cushion the lives of Ghanaians. So if the president is doing that, I am sure they will understand that, yes, the president is fighting for the people to have a better life. Then they should also encourage the purpose of the president's fight for a better life to sustain and cushion the Ghanaian people in the 2020 election. COVID is not over. We are still at the COVID. And if I was the president, I would have also petitioned the Electoral Commission to do the same.
We appreciate the time this morning, sir.
Thank you. Good morning and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Hassan Ayariga, leader, founder, Emma APC Amanyukono, and then actually, okay, 101.7.
OKFM 101.7.